Hey guys, I'm Amber Wilson, joined by our very own college football analyst in Rob Shaw for our college football bowl previews, and we're going to start with this Citrus Bowl that has Georgia at 9-3 versus Michigan State, also at 9-3, two ranked teams, two big-time programs. Tell us about this one.
Well, what's interesting is that they both have the same record. They're in the same bowl, and yet Georgia, a huge disappointment. Michigan State,
yes.
Everyone very pleased with their year. And, yeah, that's the story for Georgia. I mean, they've got some great talent. We all know Nostra Marino. We all know Matthew Stafford. They've put up great numbers. They're probably going to be drafted in the first round if they choose to go out this year. But the problem is they are not the national champion contender that we thought they would be. So for that reason, it's disappointing. Michigan State, on the other hand, really one of the better stories this season for them. And they've won more games this year than they have the entire decade. So congratulations to them. Unfortunately for them, they go against one of the powerhouses of the SEC. Georgia might not be Florida this year, but they still are pretty darn good, and I think they're going to win this one.
When you're ranked #1 preseason, there's really only one way to go, and unfortunately for Georgia, it is down. But I agree that they are probably going to take that bowl. Rose Bowl has Penn State versus USC. This is a huge one, of course. You have an 11-1 Penn State versus an 11-1 USC, a #6 versus a #5. This is going to be highly watched.
Yeah.
Got to tell us about this one.
And this is one that's going to leave all of us wondering why there's not a playoff system, obviously,
right.
Because they do have the same record and the same reasons to be in the national championship game as the other games as well.
But when they play, I'm not so sure it's going to look like they're on the same level.
I assume you like USC.
A little bit, yeah.
Look, USC is a dominant program. They've been good for a while, and they're going to continue to be good. It's going to be Pete Carroll going against Joe Pa, and it's an interesting matchup. I like Penn State in that they are well-rounded. That allowed them to beat a lot of inferior teams this season, but the problem is USC's defense is so good. We usually talk about their offense with some of the big names from the past. They do have a very good quarterback there in Sanchez, but it's their defense that really separates them. And I know Evan Royster is very good for Penn State, but he's going to have a lot of trouble trying to rush against this team. So on that note, I think they're going to see USC go out just like you predicted, and they'll have a nice victory.
Yeah, I tend to think Pete Carroll is the best coach in college football, and he's going to be going up against one of the best coaches of all time in college football. And I'd like to see Joe Pa win that one, but I am going to have to give it to Carroll.
Yeah.
All right, you got the Orange Bowl. You have a #12 Cincinnati at 11-2 versus a #21 Va-Tech at 9-4. This one, they're even having trouble selling tickets to. Reportedly, tickets are selling for $1 right now. So apparently, this isn't quite the big-time matchup that maybe the Orange Bowl would have liked, although those guys down there probably don't care because they get the national championship. What's going on in this one?
Well, the problem is when you go to these games of Va-Tech, they have this annoying turkey sound that they play. And for anyone in attendance, I understand why you don't want to be there. It really is a horrible noise. And, you know, it helped them against BC. I don't see it against Cincinnati. Cincinnati, good for them. I mean, this is the best record they've ever had in their history. Brian Kelly's just done a remarkable job there. And, again, one of those teams that's not amazing at anything in particular. They just do everything right. As far as Virginia Tech, their defense is what separates them. The problem is they have two starters on defense who are likely going to be out in this one. So Cincinnati, I think they're going to finish strong with yet another win after already knocking off Hawaii.
Okay, well, thank you for all of your analysis, Rob. For all of your college football bowl previews, you better keep it right here at opensports.com. Think you can complete the drive? Play today and get an automatic entry to win daily prizes, 2 tickets to the big game, and a brand new car. Start your drive today at opensports.com.